will be with you shortly. Welcome to CalmingEscape Vacations and Tours. Your escape awaits. Thank you for waiting. Someone will be with you momentarily. Hello. Welcome to CalmingEscape Vacations and Tours. How can I help you today? Right. You had previously sent a holo message, of course. Can you confirm your name for me? Right. I had handled this message myself, so you've come at the perfect time. Alright, so it looks as if you are interested in travel, of course, and you had some select locations that you were thinking about journeying to. Alright, well, you'll find that here at our company we have a lot of partnerships and agreements throughout the galaxy. Indeed, so there's not really a limit on where you can go or who you can see with us. Now granted, I have taken your list selection and pulled up some of the known information that we as a company have so that you can make the correct selection for your tour or vacation. Yes. Okay. Now, I don't think you put in the details. How many will be traveling? Is it just you? Is it a group? I see. Good. Right. And did you have any sort of questions or comments before I brought up the list of the planet selections and kind of went over some of those particular details with you? Okay. Perfect. Well, as I said, we have quite a few partnerships and package deals for multiple of these planets that you have selected, so I'm sure we will find the perfect fit for your escape. Alright, let me just bring up your file for the first planet that you had wanted us to look into. Alright, looks like first up is Lathal. Alright, so Lathal is in the Outer Rim territory. Indeed, it is part of the Lathal sector as well as the Lathal system. This is a temperate climate and has breathable air. It's always important. Now, the terrain of this particular planet features mountains, prairies, rock formations and some marshes. Nice little mix. Let's see, now it does feature a shallow inland sea. If you are interested in swimming on your vacation, I would recommend the sea compared to the marshes. I'm sure you understand. Okay, now I do have a list of potential hotspots to travel here, some major cities and destinations that a lot of our customers like to visit and look upon. So if you were to choose Lathal, I could most definitely set you up with that particular list and help you make a final selection of which locations within the planet you would like to visit. Perfect. Alright, so Galactic Basic is the standard language here. It's one of the primary languages, I could say, but you'll also find some other Huttese, Aqualish, and a few others, but I believe you speak primarily Basic, Galactic Basic, correct? Okay. Well, if we by chance select a planet that has a different language, we can always provide you with an interpreter droid for the duration of your trip with no extra charge. Okay. But that is Galactic Basic, as I said. And now I do like to put this little warning on Lathal. Oftentimes, people will fall in love with these little adorable creatures. Yes, let me bring it up. It's a Tuga cat, you see. Now, it is kind of frowned upon to take them off the planet, but some people like to take them home to their own planet. It's a little debatable if that is ethical within the galaxy, but a lot of people still do it. So just a warning if you wanted to fall in love with a little furry creature. Alright, so that was Lathal. Did you have any questions regarding that planet? Okay, let's move on then. Next up, we are going to be looking at Garrel. This seems to have exciting night scene. Are you into the nightlife of various planets? To each their own. Now this Garrel is located in the Outer Rim territories. It is also part of the Lathal sector and part of the Garrel system within that planet. Good. This once again has breathable atmosphere with a temperate climate. You will find deserts, mountains, and urban settings here, of course. As I said, quite the nightlife in the more urban settings. Yes, the city life is quite extreme, but people seem to have a joyous time whenever they travel there. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Now, the immigrated species onto this planet are both Bith and humans. You will find a bit of Galactic Basic here as well, so I don't think you would require a translator droid. It is a pretty big trading and shipping hub around for this particular part of the Outer Rim, so you will see lots of dock bays and things of that nature. I'm sure you're used to that, though. Of course. Okay. Now, another thing that I'm not technically supposed to tell anyone, but there's certain groups of people that do tend to hang around the nightlife of Garrel here, so particular organizations. So yes, they can be on the darker side of things, so just if you are enjoying the nightlife, take care. Of course, I'm sure you can handle yourself, but I just like to let people know in advance. Okay. Did you have any other questions about Garrel? Alright. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and move on to your next selection. Looks like Cortez. Okay, so this one, there we are, Cortez. This is in the Inner Rim territories, and it's part of the Cortez system, its own system by name. Now this environment is a little bit different. If you are interested in the main level of the planet, to say, you are going to need an environmental suit. It's not a breathable atmosphere, I'm afraid. No one really lives on the surface. Of course, some people like to visit the surface if you're feeling adventurous, but most people live and reside beneath the surface of the planet, within some of the caves and caverns. So if you are wanting to visit the surface of the planet, you will have to let us know, and we will provide that environmental suit for you. But we do need to know these details, of course. So the caverns are where most people travel, and they want to see the crystals there. There are a variety of crystal caves and caverns that are just breathtaking to visit and to see in person. You can see a hollow image, but nothing beats seeing these crystal caves in person. Alright. Now, once again, you will find Galactic Basic here, and yes. Now there are some select crystals that you would be able to take home to your home planet for a souvenir and whatnot, and there are some that you should not take home. So just pay attention if we get you a guide, or there's quite a few hollow signs and whatnot. We don't want you to be getting arrested for stealing the wrong sort of crystal, now do we? Exactly. Any other questions about Cortez? Okay, I will make note of that. Alright, are we ready to move on to your next selection? Wonderful. So your next one is not a planet, but a moon. There we are. So this is the Jedi Moon. Here, this is in the mid-rim territories for you. The Terbil sector and the Jedi system, of course. Yes, it's a moon. It is a part of the Najeda planet. So if you're interested in traveling multiple places within one system, we could also do that for you. You could travel to Najeda and then visit the Jedi Moon as well. Some people don't like to hop from moon to planet, while others find it quite fascinating. Okay. So let me just bring up the details for Jedi Moon. Alright. So, breathable atmosphere, always good. It is a colder climate. Some people don't believe that because of the more desert area, but they do have colder and longer winters here. So we will need to plan the specific location you land on within the moon, or the time and season that you cross the galaxy for that particular trip. Unless, do you prefer winter? Of course, yes. We can always select a planet or moon that has 4 seasons, 5 seasons, up to 10 seasons, or no seasons. It's entirely up to you. Wonderful. Alright, so deserts, magma seas, all the mix of it, longer winters, details. Now, the Jedi Moon. Most travelers are most fascinated by the Jedi lore. I know, long ago tales, but there are several temples and caves and fascinating things that you can learn about the Jedi Order. You can visit some of these locations here. The temples and the historic landmarks are open to visitors. Of course, we ask that you be respectful. Yes, you're correct. Once upon a time, the Kyber crystals were a huge source within this moon. Very handy information you have. Alright, so Jedi Moon. Did you have any other questions regarding the Jedi Moon? Okay. Wonderful. I'll bring up your next one. Hetzel Prime. There we are. So Hetzel Prime is in the Outer Rim territories once again. Okay, and as part of its own system, the Hetzel system, you're going to find rivers, lakes on this planet here, a variety of water features, if you will. Now, the immigrated species are mostly Teveroani and humans, so you'll find a mix of languages here from various species, exactly, and you'll find some galactic basic as well. Wonderful. So I don't know if you're familiar, but this is a key planet for Bacta production. Have you heard of the Bacta fields? This is a prime location for creating, yes, the various Bacta products. But a lot of people forget some of the fantastic fruits that reside on this particular planet. I'm obsessed with them. I've actually had some of them imported to my home planet before because they're just delicious. Of course, so let's see. The fruits, there's the honey fruit, the kingberries, the ice melons, and many more. The ice melons, the ice melons hold my heart. They are absolutely delicious. Okay, so any questions regarding Hetzel Prime? Okay. Perfect. Right. Let me just look up the next one here. Look. Sorry. Oh, the Bacta fields. We can set up a tour. Rather boring. Just a standard production line, but if you're interested in seeing things like that or some of the fruit fields, we can most definitely set that up for you. Good. Alright, so we're going to be moving on to Dothramir. This is one of the archaeological favorites, if you will. You know, it's actually nicknamed the Rancor planet. Right. Have you ever seen a Rancor in person? I don't recommend it. Okay. So, Outer Rim territories for the Dothramir in the Quilly sector and in its own Dothramir system. You are going to find breathable atmosphere and temperate climate within this planet. However, it is needed to be noted that gravity is quite low, so we may require assistance from a droid or various rented system, just because the gravity level is quite a bit lower than you would be used to here on this planet. Or which home planet were you again? Exactly, yes. The gravity is much lower on Dothramir, so you would need a little assistance. It's better for you. Alright. Now, you will find quite the scenic adventure here in Dothramir. You'll find canyons, caves, cliffs, forest, hills, ice caps, jungle, mountains, rivers, savannas, swamps, tar pits, waterfalls, and valleys. I know it has pretty much everything you can ask for. Quite a few different options no matter where you travel to on that particular planet. You could go anywhere around its circumference. Okay. I know we had briefly talked about the Jedi, but are you a believer in the Force? I'd just like to warn some of our travelers that this particular planet does have a bit of a darker reputation when it comes to Force users, if you believe those old tales, legends really at this point. But just to keep an eye, especially if you're a Force believer, it does have some darker undertones within this planet and the people that reside there and its history. Yes. Okay, so several languages spoken here, so your galactic basic will be just fine. As I said, some archaeological experts find this planet to be super interesting, but please be wary of some of the darker elements. I want you to disappear on this planet. That would look really poorly on our travel agency. I'm just kidding, of course. Just kidding. Alright, so looks like we are to your final potential planet that you had sent over. We have Malistar. Good. So it's part of the Mid-Rim territories. The Stig sector. And part of its own Malistar system. You're gonna have breathable atmosphere here and temperate climate. This is mostly a forest planet. There are some rocky elements, but for the most part you're going to find the planet to be mostly forest. Okay. Now, the core of the planet has quite the fuel resource. I believe this is probably what this planet is most known for. There have been many battles and wars fought over how much fuel exactly is within this core. I know. Led to quite a bit of conflict. Constantly fighting over the reserves. Okay, now the duck is the native species here, but this location also features immigrated Gran. Yes, they are actually quite a bit on this particular planet, and humans, of course. Alright, now there has been quite a bit of conflict over the years and decades, really, regarding the fuel source within the core of the planet. Oftentimes people still travel and visit this particular planet for its pod racing. Do you like pod racing? I see. Well, here on this planet, Tatooine is nothing compared to these pod racers. Yeah, so you could potentially catch a race or two. We could set that up for you if that's one of the main reasons that you're visiting is for the pod racing. Yes. Alright. So, any other questions about Malistar? Could we get you into the pod race? That's a question. Perhaps I'd have to ask my supervisor. Usually, the ones that are taking part in the pod race have been selected quite a long time in advance, so it may be rather difficult to get you a spot within the race. But you can definitely witness and view a race. That wouldn't be a problem. Okay. Now, let's just go over some of these selections. And if you want to make any last minute notes, of course. Okay, so we went over Lathal, Outer Rim Territories, Lathal Sector, Lathal System, Garel, Outer Rim Territories, Lathal Sector, Garel System, Corzite, Inner Rim Territories in the Corzite System. Jedi Moon is in the Mid-Rim Territories, Terraby Sector, Jedi System, it is the moon of the Jedi planet. Hetzel Prime is in the Outer Rim Territories, in the Hetzel System. Dothramir, Outer Rim Territories, Quilly Sector and Dothramir System. And Malistar, the Mid-Rim Territories, Stig Sector and Malistar System. Now, out of those selection, is there planet or moon that you feel like really stuck out to you at all? Okay. Alright, I'm just going to note this. Now, were you making your selection today, or were you going to think on it? Yes, of course, all of the information that I've gathered for you today can be sent home with you. On your holopad, you can look it over, debate which fit is best for you. Absolutely, not a problem at all. And if you have any questions, you can always contact me. Alright, so let's make a note here. Lathal note. Garel note. Corzite note. Okay. Jedi Moon. course. Hetzel Prime notes. Dothramir notes. Malistar notes. Good. Alright, so you are all set then. Did you have any other questions, comments, concerns? Yes, no matter which planet, I think you'll be okay without an interpretation droid. We can get one for you just in case. You do have the one selection that may require the suit if you wanted to visit the actual top layer of the planet, but the rest of them you should be alright, minus the one that you might need a little bit of gravity assistance just to make sure it doesn't throw your body out of whack. But for the most part, you've selected some temperate climates and you should be just fine while visiting, and some people can be a little wheezy depending on the climate and the gravity level, switching between too many planets too often. But you've selected quite a few temperate locations, so I don't think you're going to have to worry about a medic release or anything of that nature before your journey begins. Of course. Alright, perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming in. As I said, I will be sending over all of these details to your holopad so you can look it over and decide which is the best fit for you. We have package deals for all of these locations, so don't feel like one is better than the other. It should truly sing to you on which tour and vacation you want to travel to across the galaxy. Of course. You have a lovely day, and I'll hear from you soon. Bye. Yes, hello. Thank you for calling CalmingEscape's Vacation and Tours. How can I help you? Oh, of course. Yes. Yes, I remember you. Have you made your selection? Oh, of course. Just give me one moment. Okay, let me just go ahead and bring up some of that data entry for you. Should pop up on the screen for you. All your details. Good. Now, if you can look over the details and confirm your personal details, the vacation in question, the dates, the time, yes, the launch bay, all of those details for me. Perfect. And if you could just place your palm against the screen to confirm that all of those sound correct. Okay, let me just... confirmed that on my end, so if you can just once again swipe across the screen to confirm the information is correct for your vacation. Good. Almost set. Good. Alright, you are all set. We have the hollow chip for you with all of your details. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns for us, please don't hesitate to contact me here at the office. And throughout your journey and vacation, you can always contact us if you're having any sort of issues, but you seem like a pretty steady person. Handle yourself. That's what I thought. Alright, well, thank you so much for coming in. I'm so glad that we could select that tour and vacation spot for you. Of course. We will talk to you soon.